Hello everybody, it is me, Everskatuzi, and today we're here talking about That Time I Got Reincarnated Slime Episode 2. Oh my god, Episode 2 is as amazing as the first episode because of so much stuff that happened. A lot of the stuff that happened in the first 12 minutes of this episode are just like, if this was a regular Travel to Another World series, they would have skipped all of this. Like especially if this was like another studio. I think I looked up on this studio, but if this was in a different studio or certain types of studios, they would have cut all of this. I'm glad that they actually kept him like using his predator and great sage skills to like climb on the monsters and take their abilities. Because that was one of the things that I thought was very interesting about this manga. Now, I didn't realize this before, but a lot of people have been telling me recently, like people that I know, that this character is sort of like Kirby. I would have never have guessed that. Like I didn't even think of Kirby when I thought of this manga, but I guess but with Kirby he loses his abilities after he sucks things up, but with Reincarnation of the Slime, Rimuru, I actually really like his name. He like actually keeps it. He keeps all of his abilities, but I guess he can't. I wonder when he absorbed the dragon in the manga, I didn't really think anything of it. I was like, "Oh, that's a cool thing that happens." But when I think about it, when they do finally destroy the barrier that Veldora is in, I'm actually remembering names, which hasn't happened before. But wouldn't he end up getting like obliterated? Like when he ended up getting like ass like and when what am I saying? Like wouldn't acid go on Veldora, and then wouldn't Veldora like perish inside of Rimuru once Rimuru casts aside the imprisonment spell? Maybe I'm just thinking too much into it, but I wonder how he's going to expel it. Maybe he'll like explode him out of his body, because when you see it in the opening, it shows the dragon. That might just be an artistic choice, but it's just weird seeing that. But I also didn't notice this, but I really enjoyed the music. The music when he was like going around and capturing abilities was just amazing. Like it had like Game Boy sounds. Like it sort of like reminded me of Pokemon a little bit, but I guess that Pokemon isn't like the only one with that sound, or maybe it is. But I really enjoyed that song and them going around, and then the voice in his head, the Great Sage talking to him. I really enjoyed those scenes because it gives you a lot of information. You get to see all of his abilities, and he's also very like, oh, he's a very overpowered MC because of all the abilities that he gets. But at the same time, it's very endearing because he's just like a little tiny slime and stuff like that. With the beginning of the episode with Fedora and Rimuru talking, the naming thing is going to come into play in the future. When you saw that when Veldora named Rimuru the slime, how he changed and he glowed and stuff like that. That's a thing that happens a lot in this manga. I don't know if that's a spoiler, but it just isn't. When you name people in this world, you like advance, like you like level up in power. Because I'm pretty sure that there might be levels in this series, like sort of, because this is like a gaming fantasy world, so because you get skills and stuff like that, so it's sort of like that. And then I didn't really notice this before last week, but when I was reading the manga, I didn't even think that Veldora was the dragon was a tsundere. Like a lot of people are saying this now, but actually, when it's animated, when you actually see the guy voice the dragon, I can see it. Like I can see it, like the way that he moves and the way that he talks. He is a tsundere. But when I was reading the manga, and I haven't read the light novel yet, I'm probably gonna get it soon to read more about it in written form because there might be more information. Maybe the manga is pretty good. I didn't really notice it before, but other than that, that's all I really need to say for the first half of this episode. I'll be back in a couple seconds to review the rest of it. Okay, I am back with Reincarnation of the Slime, episode 2. Okay, one thing I forgot to talk about in the first 10 minutes of this episode was the guild leader. So if you didn't notice this, by when you saw it at the later part of the episode where a bunch of adventurers got into the cave, that's because of the guild leader. Now, separate from that, those adventurers, I'm pretty sure that those adventurers come back at some point because you did hear Ramiru say, I want to become friends with that guy, and that's because that's a little bit of foreshadowing right there. That's not really a spoiler because, as you can tell, when he was talking about his aura, he was saying, "Why can't those adventurers talk about my aura?" It's because those adventurers are weak, weak, weak. I'm pretty sure that they are, if I remember correctly from the manga. Don't know if that's a spoiler or not. It might be a spoiler, but other than that, we saw him leave the village, and then he met up with the goblins. Now those goblins are going to be around for a really long time, like a really long time. Like I think that they're around all the way until volume 6, volume 7. I think they're around for the whole entire series. So I really enjoyed them. There's one character that I saw. I'm not going to spoil it. There's one character that I saw when you saw all of the little goblins outside of like the village chieftain's house. One of those goblins, if you know who I'm talking about, best character, best like comedy relief ever. I really enjoy him in the manga, especially his interactions with Ramiru and stuff like that. And I guess the dire wolves, were they dire wolves? I thought that they were lightning wolves. So then apparently there's a whole bunch of dire wolves that are going to come and attack all the goblins. And then Ramiru, acting like the senpai that he is, he's going to like protect all the goblins. I really enjoyed the aura thing because that was a problem that I had with what's called how not to summon the demon lord. Like in that series, an episode where they show like the demon lord's aura, like the main character's aura, but they didn't do it exactly the way that the manga did it, or they didn't do it like artistic enough. In this series, I thought that it would be a little bit more intense, but it was still intense when they showed like pheromone aura around him, and you see like all the things. I thought that, like usually when scenes like those happens, I imagine stuff like in Naruto or Bleach or One Piece where like the aura is very intense and then like it pushes you down, like how when they are cowering in fear around him, like especially when he was using his voice. That part was pretty funny how he was blasting sound waves at him because he was being like full on like Zubat at them with a whole bunch of waves coming at them. I think I said that twice, but other than that, that's all that's gonna happen. That's all that happened this episode after he met the goblin. So I don't know where this is gonna go. I do know where this is gonna go. I have no idea why I said that because I've read the manga, but other than all that happening, that's pretty much all I have to say. I know exactly what's gonna happen in the next episode because I think I know. I think the scenery looks pretty good. Like, it's not top notch. Like, it's not like Violet Evergarden level with that type of stuff, but it's still pretty like pretty on point. Like, it's like nothing looks messy. It all looks really good. But yeah, if you've enjoyed this review slash discussion, leave a like. If you didn't enjoy it, then leave a dislike. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week at the next review of this series. And yeah, bye.